One of the things you need to remember to do is once a year, you need to go through your food stores. You need to take a good inventory and you need to clean up. So, as you can see, we got everything reorganized again. Still got some more ideas on ways to do things. But we took everything out, except of course, the 1,000-pound tent. And it was raining yesterday, so that made it more difficult. We took everything off the shelves, and yes, I know we need an earthquake bar across the top. We will get that. And you wipe off with bleach and water every single jar, lid, and around the bands. Just get them clean. And while you're doing that, you're checking the seals and making inventory and figuring out what it is you still need to buy or replace from the year before. Got a light in here because it's pretty dark. As you can see, hamburger is a big one we're down on. All we have is the quart jars left. So from here on out, we eat the quart jars and we replace. So I didn't have enough because I should have only used a quarter of my stock for 1 year. You see the chicken looks really good. These 2 rows here, from here, 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 and here, is all chicken. So we're good on chicken. Here's the pork. We used a quarter of it. The beef is over here. We did pretty good on that. Bacon is right there and beef there. Now, interesting point when I was going through this. My bacon, I lost 8 pounds of bacon with the Tattler lids. Without the Tattler lids, the regular lids, I lost none. So they were 4 years old. So I'm thinking that the Tattler lids just don't last as long out in the elements for bacon, probably because of the grease content. But that's pretty much all I lost, which was really exciting for the winter. Now I know the first thing a lot of people say is you should have your food stored in a temperature controlled environment. And a lot of you are new to my channel. And so let me explain to you why I do this. I could store my food in the house. I could. But what happens when SHTF happens? What does your house now become? Your house now becomes a shed. Doesn't it? No air conditioning, no heat, temperature extremes. So how are you to know how long things will last? How quick you have to use certain things up? That's what I do here. I teach you how long things can last. Now this shed has a solar attic fan that kicks on in the heat of the summers. It is on a hill. It is 5 foot off the ground on one end. So there is air circulation underneath that keeps it about 88 degrees. And this is how I test. The other thing I lost was all of my tomato powder. My tomato powder was 4 years old. And I lost it all. So that tells me that I have to use my tomato powder up every 3 years. I cannot store it in the cans longer than that. Interesting point, something you should know. Lessons learned for you. Where you aren't out the cost that I am out from the experiment. We are going on, we're on 5 years now in the shed. And tomato powder lasted 4. So I'm going to set myself to use it up in 3. Tattler lids work great for everything but bacon. So I'm going to use those up in 3 years or not use the Tattler lids on the bacon. Did an inventory to figure out what it is I still need. And I know some of these labels are hard to read, but it's just an idea for you of what you have. If you haven't seen my videos before, if you go back in time, you can see what I have. But once we swept everything out, you take a bleach water solution. And I use just a garden sprayer. And I sprayed the entire shed down. Get it nice and clean, let it dry a little bit, and then I started moving things back in. I used bleach and water to wipe down all the jars. You notice there's no mylar out. Had a few bags get weevils in them. So, mylars are now in here. Toilet paper is in here. And chicken feed is in here and in here. I'm trying to build up on that so that we have enough for a year. All my buckets perfectly fine. Not any issues with anything. Need to get more sugar. Need to get more rice. Because those are your staples. I have plenty of beans and potato and pasta to make up that portion. Wheat, can always use more wheat. I actually want to get some of that 7-grain wheat. It really makes your wheat bread wonderful. I do have another egg noodle here that I will be checking out soon to see how those did. If you've seen my video before on egg noodles. So we'll see if they are in the same shape. But I hope that through my experimentation, you learn to save yourself some money and make your food work for you. Also, you'll notice there are no store-bought tin cans in here. None. When you're exposed to the elements, they rust extremely quick. Now, the Yoders are steel cans. They're fine. These are all steel cans. They're fine. But the store-bought cans are not steel. And so they do not last. Interesting, these number 10 cans are steel. And they're perfectly fine also. So remember that when you're buying stuff, if it's not seamed on top and bottom, if it's rounded or anything like that, it is not steel and it will not store. So when SHTF happens to you, you'll know what you need to go through first in your food storage. Hello fellow YouTubers, Bear Prepper here. Well, got a burn pile. It's spring cleaning at the retreat. So let's see what we did. I appreciate everyone's questions and comments and likes, and I hope you subscribe to my page to learn more. And I hope you go back and watch some of my old videos. They may not be the greatest edited videos, but there's a lot of great information. And I thank you all very much for supporting me. And we'll get to the Unplugged Challenge and what Pet and I are going to do for that coming up. You'll notice I did not do my annual contest. I've now been on YouTube 3 years, and I normally do a contest in February. I chose not to do it this year because I am going to put that money towards the challenge. And we are going to do something exciting for first place, Pet and I. So stay tuned, and as soon as we can get some time together, we will take care of that and give you an update. You know, we've already gotten a lot of donations. I think Day Token S gave us a donation within the first couple days. So I thank all of you that have donated. I've made contact with some companies, and they seem to be excited about donating. They're just waiting till it's closer to the contest time to do it. And I appreciate them so much for even considering this challenge. For those of you that are skeptical of whether or not we give the money, Pet and I are so very honest that it is not a worry for you. Take a look at last year's challenge. We gave out, I believe, over $1,600. And Pet and I did donate money to that. So we are very honorable when it comes to that. All of the money and prizes collected will go to the winners. The shipping cost came out of our pocket along with our donation. We do not take shipping cost out of the donations. So you can't even go there on that. So I hope you all can participate in it because I am so excited about what first prize is. I think it will interest everybody. Blessings, my friends.